into a position to take that decision on review if it goes the wrong way. So we have put our ducks in a row so far. The letter has been sent off, and obviously we will consider our avenues depending on the response that we get from the Minister. There's another aspect that also needs to be considered, and that's the possibility of the First Lady considering to leave the country. We heard that there were reports by the Minister of Police that efforts were made by Mrs. Mugabe to leave at different border posts, at different airports in the country. And with that being mentioned, it is critically important that should an erroneous decision be made to grant diplomatic immunity in this case, then we would consider bringing an urgent application to the High Court to prevent the decision from being executed. So that's more or less our legal strategy with regard to diplomatic immunity. I can also add that that in terms of a separate piece of legislation that applies, and the letter that we wrote to the department will be made available to the media immediately afterwards. Second part of legislation that is also applicable is the Foreign States Immunities Act, where it is explicitly stated that a head of state does not enjoy immunity against prosecution in a neighboring state. So if the head of state is not exempted, then so much more also his wife and his siblings. So we do think that the law is fairly clear on the matter, and if needs be, we will approach the court, and if needs be, on an urgent basis within the next couple of days.
I got off my napkin.
We're just playing some musical chairs, but it seems like it's completed now. Then next is Katie van der Merwe, Operational Manager of the Afriforum Trauma Unit.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. I just want to give you direction in what we will assist with if it comes to Debbie and Gabi and our family involved here. Being victims of violent crime in South Africa, there's enormous trauma on that victim. But as Harry already mentioned, this is not only on the victim, it's our family. Debbie, Gabi's father, Gabi's brothers, everybody is suddenly becoming part of this trauma because they're living in fear, they must hide from the public, their whole life has changed around. So myself and the rest of the trauma team will assist with people, especially Gabi, walking the road and help her through this traumatic incident, and our family as the matter is going on, and we will give him emotional support as it's needed. And that's our function at the trauma unit. We will also assist if there's any preparation for court, just to comfort her. But we will be next to her all the way on the road. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Katie. Then Debbie said she's also willing to make a statement, but I think we'll play musical chairs once again. If you want to sit here.
Good day, everyone, and thanks for having us. I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to everyone sitting here at this table today. Billy, Katie, Harry, Kali, we are so grateful for all the help that you guys are giving us. At least now I can still sleep a little bit more peaceful knowing that I have people in my corner that's going to help me fight to get justice for my daughter, and I know these people are not going to back down. They're going to fight us all the way. I am very, very grateful. Now I know that this woman is not going to get off scot-free from what she did to my child. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys.
I already said with regard to the respect we have for Gabriella in the fact that she's willing to take a stand. But I also want to thank Debbie. We heard from Advocate Nell that there has been an offer of financial compensation, and I think that shows us even more what the perseverance of people that want to see justice prevail and that they are not willing to be bought. And thanks again for that. I think we want to send out the message that perpetrators won't get away irrespective of what their position are. We also want to send out the message that violence against women is not acceptable. Even if it's another woman that perpetrates such violence, it remains unacceptable, and that is something that we will fight to the bitter end. And we have a champion in Gabriella in that cause also, to make a stand against violence against women, which I think is a scourge in our country, and especially now in Women's Month. It's actually a tragedy that we not only saw this incident, but you in the media will know what other incidents also of people in high positions that did not show respect for the dignity of women by assaulting them. We are going to go ahead now with questions. As I've mentioned, that Gabriella is not going to answer questions. Not that she's not able to, but she'll have the last word in court.
Advocate Nell, Peter Grant with the London Telegraph. It sounds like you're going to wait some time to see if there is a prosecution. What is your time frame until you do move forward with legal action? And how much would the family offer to keep quiet or to settle?
Let me start with the last question first. No amount was mentioned. They were just contacted through a third person. As far as the time frame is concerned, a reasonable time frame. It really depends on what the case is about. I must say that if we don't see any action within 3 months, I think that is too long. So